Hi, hello. I'm Amanda and I'm back. Today you are speaking to Girl Boss Amanda, who is known for monetizing her hobbies because we live in a capitalist society. Thank you. I know. What a hot social take. As we all know, graphic design is my passion. And so is video editing. Magically enough, people care about this enough to have sent in some requests that I do a video where I sort of talk about how I edit videos and what my workflow is like and everything. This video is like a basic guide to Final Cut Pro, but I also included like some special effects and all that I use quite regularly in my videos. This will be like quite a technical guide. I'm not really telling you like what you can make videos of, but more of like how you can put a video together. For this video, I will be using this video as an example on Final Cut Pro, like whoa, inception. First thing is software. So the big two are Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro, and I am a Final Cut Pro believer. I love Final Cut Pro. It's the only software that I use.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
Could say that I'm Final Cut Pro Pro.
You did this for what?
You will only hear one side of the argument, which is why it's a no to Premiere Pro and why it's a yes to Final Cut Pro. There are three main reasons why, but like 50,000 other reasons. So on Premiere Pro, the first thing is that you can't see like the thumbnail of whatever you're editing, like in the timelines. Yeah, it's like a green square that says graphics, so you can't really see like what you are editing, which I genuinely get very confused by when I'm on Premiere Pro. Unlike Final Cut Pro where there's like a proper thumbnail and everything. Second thing is that I use keyframes a lot. I will tell you what keyframes are. On Premiere Pro, your keyframes are like not with the thumbnail. Your keyframes are like on the top left hand corner, but on Final Cut Pro, your keyframes are with the thumbnail, like on the timeline where you're editing, which I feel like is a lot easier to use. The biggest thing for me, right, is that on Premiere Pro, when you add a clip, you have to like press A and like move everything to the back and then you insert the clip, which I just find very, very confusing, and like I have no idea. I truly have no idea how people who edit on Premiere Pro use that. But on Final Cut Pro, when you add a clip, like when you insert the clip into the timeline, so you can just drag it in and then everything else automatically moves to the back of the clip, which is like, it's so useful. And the same thing applies because on Premiere Pro, when you cut a clip, right, you have to like cut it, delete the clip, and then you move you have to manually move everything. Which like, I can't do it! Why? Why is it not automated? Why doesn't everything just snap? Do you really think I want like a 20-minute blank space there? And another investment is Procreate, which I'm sure there are like other available drawing apps, but to me like Procreate is just like top tier, chef's kiss, like just invest in it. Let's start with the basic workflow. When you go on Final Cut Pro, you start your project and then first thing you do is you cut your footage. So you basically move your raw footage into the timeline and then you just start cutting. Use your hotkeys, girl. So you just press B, which pops up like a little blade, and then you just use that to cut. Final Cut Pro also is like magnetization. So if I drag something on top of the footage and I want it to like sync up to the edge, like it will just snap. But you can turn it on and off by pressing N. So the next thing is music. In all my videos, I have like background music so that it doesn't sound like I'm just talking in an empty room, even though that is what I am actually doing. I use like Sora and Heydium. Like, thank you for your service. These two artists have so many songs that fit so many different vibes. Next thing is color correction. So for color correction, I use like a LUT, which is basically like a video filter. This footage will have no color correction. Absolutely zero. And then now this is the LUT. And then the next thing that I do is like I will adjust like the curves a bit, adjust the wheel, make it look a bit brighter. And then now I'm done. So this is post color correction. The next thing are like more advanced stuff that I use to like liven up a video. Doesn't everything look so lively right now? Like, whoa, I'm like dodging rocks, whoa, and dodging swords, whoa. Okay, yeah. Have fun editing, Amanda. So the first thing that I use is keyframes. It's basically just a frame in time that you want to like note. The first thing that I learned how to do with keyframes is zooming in and zooming out. When I say something stupid like, honestly, I don't think Harry Styles is that good looking. Like, no girl, that is dumb, okay? And that is false. So when you have a keyframe like it has that effect, the first thing you do is that you click your footage and then you press Ctrl V. So Ctrl V pulls up your keyframes. And then the top bar is like transform. So like transforming your key, like moving your footage around. You go to your first point and you click Option K. This is the first keyframe, and then after that you go to the second point. So for example, at the second point, I want it to be like 30% out. I want to be like super zoomed out. You go to that point and then you scale it 30%, then you click Option K. When you watch the footage, you will see that it will slowly just move from one keyframe to another keyframe. Other effects that I use with keyframes as well is like the fish eye effect and the funhouse effect. I also use like the green screen a lot. So if you want like overlaying footage, so for example, when I think about sine, cosine, and tangent, like Like you can just search up on YouTube like meth overlay green screen, and then you get the footage, then you search up Kia in the effects, and then you drag it onto the clip, and then it will just remove the green background, so it looks as if I am traveling through a world of math. Next thing that I use a lot is like rainy, sad, like when I say like, oh my god, I might never meet Harry Styles in my life. So on Final Cut Pro, you can search up like water paint, and then like that will pop up. You can like edit it over the video, and then you can even adjust the tint of the water. That is basically how I find a lot of overlays. So for example, I'm in hell right now. For example, if I'm celebrating, woohoo, I just met Harry Styles. I have my opinions about Harry Styles, but like, that's all the opinions I have. So there are two overlay modes, screen and multiply. And so multiply is when you have a white background and you want your black thing to show. Screen is when you have a black background and you want your white thing to show. And then you can use it on like this clubbing clip. You can use it on this singing clip. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then the next thing is masking. Masking is like kind of complicated, so I'm just gonna show you an example of what a mask is. I have like some words behind me. The words behind me are the truth, they are the light, they are everything that I stand for. Okay, I'm just gonna move slowly so that editing Amanda has an easier time. So like here I am, moving through the words. Yeah, that is what masking is. So if you want to know what that is, I'll link a video somewhere. Last thing is like how I add like my pop-ups and like my graphics and everything. So I do those on Procreate where, for example, if I have like a tip, like, oh, tip for editing, use Procreate. So how I do that is that I just draw it out on Procreate, I airdrop it to my com as a PNG, and then I just slide it right in. Its last thing is my aesthetic gifs. I love doing gifs in white. I think that it looks so good in the video. How you do that is that on Procreate, you just draw it out. I want my gif to be a club penguin waving hello. I think that is so cute. You draw it out frame by frame, so like a proper animation, and then after that you move it into the video. Ta-da! So you can even adjust like your frame rate and everything, and then you export it into the video with a transparent background. Another last thing, the final tier for editing is like memes. I think it's so hard to incorporate like good memes into videos, like
child. Anyway, so
but look at me do it anyway.
Well, she tried. At least, you know, she...
For memes, like it's kind of good to get your idea of like what these basic memes are. As someone who used to be on Stan Twitter, I feel like I am down enough to understand like what the potential memes I can include are while I'm shooting, so that it's easier for the memes to like be incorporated easily with the video.
okay. Whatever that means.
That's it. This is how I edit videos. I guess just have fun. I love editing videos. It genuinely is like the best creative outlet. Once you get the hang of it, right, it's so satisfying to see everything come together. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about video editing, you can always drop it in the comments down below, and go and have fun, like just trying out different styles and everything. Let's go out with an explosion. Boom. Bye!